In this session, we're going to learn how to create a configuration role, meaning a role that would give access to the functional consultants to configure the SAP system. The configuration role is a type of role that you would be required to create on any project that you go to. There are many ways to build this role. One of the ways that you can build this customizing role is by including the necessary authorization objects into the role manually, then giving a range of transaction codes in the object s_t code. That is one way of building the role. The other way to build the role, and probably the best way to build the role, a customizing role, is to by making use of the project IMG, which the functional teams create when they start the project. A customizing role would give access to transaction code SPRO and in the nodes for the functional modules which are under the IMG. For example, if I want to configure the sales and distribution module, I would come to IMG and configure the sales and distribution module under the sales and distribution node. So the configuration role that you would build, for example, let's say if the purpose is to configure the sales and distribution module, the purpose should be that when the user executes SPRO transaction code, you should be only able to execute or configure the sales and distribution module. Even though he can see the remaining modules, you should not be able to configure any other module other than the sales and distribution. Or for example, if some consultant, the project is implementing the finance module, he would need access to the financial accounting node. He should not be able to access any other node. So how do we build such a role? So the best way to build such a role is to create a project IMG, and then as a security administrator, create a role using that project IMG. So to create a project IMG, you come to SPRO, the transaction SPRO, and click on the Go to menu and click on Project IMG option. This brings you to transaction SPRO_admin. So you can either go to the SPRO_admin transaction code and go to the project administration screen directly, or you can go through the SPRO transaction code. So let us go and create a project IMG which we will use to build our customizing role. So click on the project IMG icon, give a project name, click on continue, give a brief description for your project IMG. Now again, this is not and as a security administrator, you will not create this project IMG. This has to be created by the the project team, the functional teams. But in case if they don't do it, if they have not created an IMG, which may be the case many times, you could create your own by taking the functional team's help so that you understand what nodes they are going to configure. What nodes they will use to configure the SAP system. So let's go and create a description, give a description for this role, this IMG. Let's say for description is HR project IMG. So click on save, Now this project IMG is basically used for project management. For example, if you look here, you have the plan date of the project and the end date, the plan end date of project, and the actual start date, and the actual end date of the project. You can maintain this information, the start date and end date of the project. For example, you can maintain a list of users who are part of the project. You can maintain the status of the project, some keywords that you want to refer to for the project. So after entering the IMG description, click on Save. Then click on the Scope tab. Now here we are going to select the nodes which are going to be part of this project. So select the Specify Project Scope radio button. Then click on the Specify Scope button, and what you see, you get a box which says Select the IMG nodes, and this is what you see when you execute the IMG SPRO transaction code. Our purpose is to give access to the HR configuration. So click on Personal Management, so which would include the org management, personal development, personal administration, etc. HR would also include payroll and time management, but we are not assuming we are not implementing payroll, we are not implementing time management, so we don't select them. So let's select personal management. Now within personal management, you have different submodules like org management. So you have functional people who are specialized in org management. You have people who are specialized in recruitment. You have people, functional consultants who are experts in personal administration. So you have to give access to the nodes as per their requirement. So even though we are creating an IMG with the personal management node which gives access to all of these, we may have to build roles which gives access to specialized areas. So we'll see how to do that. So click on Continue. Then click on, once you have specified the scope of the project, click on the Generate Project IMG button. You get a warning message, information message saying all components and countries are not included. That's okay. So click on Continue. So you want to generate in the background, say yes. Now the system will create a background job. Activate project YHPRO in the background. So you can open up another session, go to the transaction SPRO for checking the background jobs. Click on Execute. So you can see here a job that was created in the background for that IMG. So we have to wait for this job to finish. So when the job finishes, the project IMG would be generated. So click on Refresh to refresh the steps that are going in the background. After the job is completed, the background job is completed, you'll get a box, Project IMG Generation Completed box with a message like this. So click on Continue. And the background job is finished. So you have generated the IMG. Now, if you want to, we created the IMG with the entire personal I think it was it does personal development, personal management node. Now we want to create, let's say we want to give access to specific nodes within the personal management node. Like for example, we want to give access to only to org management, or you want to give access to only personal development nodes. So we can create views on the personal management IMG. So let's create some views. A view is a snapshot of that big IMG called personal management. So let's click on create. Let's give a name for that project IMG view. Let's say manual selection in the project IMG. Select. Within personal management, we wanted to select org management. Continue. Click on save. So it says create a project org management create view. Say yes. So select the view that you created and click on generate. So like this, you can create under the views that you want for each of the submodules within the IMG. So let's select personal development now. Continue. Say yes. Select that view and again generate it. So this is how you create an IMG project. You won't do this as a security consultant. You should ask the functional teams to do it. But if they don't do it, you can create something on your own so that it becomes easy for you to build the configuration role.